What's up, guys? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Today's the video that I'm going to show you the time slips. I'm going to reveal what the car ran. Y'all saw the video from yesterday, and the car picked up. We put the Circle D converter in it. Appreciate Pete and those guys spec'ing us a converter, getting it to us. It's 264 millimeters. We had the Hughes converter in it, and that was the smaller one. It was set up for really backside and my small block. Now, Pete actually spec'd that one as well. So, but it was for a completely different combo. But we were out of converter. And so as we tried to go faster with this big block, we would just get more and more slip and the RPMs were going up and it really wasn't working real good. But I'm going to show you the data logs real fast. We did go pretty quick with the Hughes, all things considering that it was not really set up for this combo. But we went personal best. It was actually faster in the big block than it was in the small block. Actually, it may have tied. It may have tied that ET in mile per hour. It was pretty close though. But let me show you the difference. I was really happy with the Circle D. It really, really is pretty good. It's really tight up top. A lot of people told me that I was going to be real happy with the Circle D, and as you throw power to it, and it just like buckles down and starts pulling you back. If you don't have a Circle D, this 264 millimeter converter, it might be the right choice for you. Circle D to the front. Hit him up, Pete, Circle D. Appreciate it, man. Anton hooked me up. That's my transmission guy. They're real good buddies. Transmission is working perfect. The coupling with that transmission, the way Anton's got the fluid flowing through that lightning quick glide. Thumbs up, baby. I can't thank you guys enough. Let me show you the actually data logs. We're going to put them side by side. Personal best is like 4 weeks ago with the smaller converter, and then personal best this weekend with the Circle D. Same tune-up, same boost, same power, and let me show you what the difference was. Comment, like, and subscribe if y'all want to support the channel. Head on over to turbojohnracing.com, grab yourself some hats and t-shirts. We're going to be racing this weekend, Coastal Plains Dragway. David Braxton, JJ the Boss, they're all going to be out there. Hopefully, we're going to give them a handful with our hot rod. Check it out. All right, guys, well, here's the data. This is the data from our fastest pass ever prior to this weekend on slicks. This was at Galot about a month ago, and so we went a 123 60 foot, 317 to the half track, 474 at 157.6 miles per hour. So this is with the Hughes converter. Worked really good. Had really good luck with it. The converter is going to go right back behind the small block. Pete, when he spec'd this one out when he was working for Hughes, he hit it right on the head. It's actually amazing that it was able to lock up as good as it was behind the big block. You have to have a converter spec to your needs. But anyway, this is a data. This is our pass. I was really happy with it. Really excited when we run this pass. And you can see we'll go through the RPM trace and everything here as we went. You see the stuff up here on the side. We got mile per hour, boost, and then converter slip. And so converter slip is just a formula, we grabbed off the internet so that, it's just a number. When you talk about converter slip, a lot of times people get hung up, and I am one of those person too. I'm one of those people where I get caught up on converter slip numbers and that, hey, it's got 2% slip or 10% or 30%. And those numbers are accurate, but at the same time, it doesn't tell you the whole story. Obviously, if you have a lockup, then you have no converter slip. And so the car is really going to accelerate well there. But the blue line here on the bottom, that's our boost. You can see we got a nice little boost curve there. 27.5, almost 28 pounds of boost. And as we get closer up to the peak, right there at the finish line, that's where your converter slip always is going to be the less, because as the car speeds up, the converter starts coupling. And if you notice, going back through the whole thing, those converter slip numbers are, really high. But when converters are slipping, they call them a torque converter. Apparently that's when they're multiplying torque to the rear wheel as well. I don't really understand all that stuff, but it is what it is. So there is our finish line, about right there. So we had about 11, right before the finish line, 11.25%, and we did run it a little bit past. And you see, running it just a little bit past the finish line, run it to 5 seconds, and converter slip, obviously the mile per hour went up. We got up to 162 mile per hour, in that last half a second. So converter was a little tighter out there. But so that's where that was our first personal best that we had with the Hughes converter. All right, well, here you go. So the incrementals on the Circle D are down here on the bottom. And you can see it picked up a little bit everywhere. And when I say a little bit, the final ET difference, 474 at 157.6 to a 461 at 161.9. So almost 162. So essentially 4 mile per hour, I would say. Solid 4 mile per hour and a tenth and a half. Now we did have a better 60 foot here, and the boost curve and everything, you see it was all similar. The dotted line and the solid line, they are, you know, they're very similar. I mean, that's just all there is to it. They are almost exactly the same when you take a look at it. And the bottom number is going to be on these where it's got them compared over here. The bottom number is the Circle D, and the top number of these is the Hughes converter. So if we're going up here, like I said, same tune-up. It looked like it may have had maybe 100 RPM difference more in the leaf for some reason, or maybe it was just maybe the two-step, but it did make a tad more boost. Instead of leaving on 3.7 pounds of boost, it left on 4. That could have been something to do with the air. So 3.7 to 4. So that's launch boost right there. Target was the same. Car takes off. So a little bit better 60 foot. If you look at the boost numbers coming up though, converter pressures were actually a tad lower on the Circle D. When we took off, they were really, really similar. Now that is something that's interesting. Look at the difference in the pressures here. So this is, and I don't have smoothing on any of these, but the dotted line versus this, it's a little more jagged on with the Hughes versus the Circle D for some reason. Don't know why that is. Beyond my pay grade there. But it does, converter pressure spikes up on the Hughes a little higher. So you would think that would mean it would be tighter through there, I would think, but I could be wrong. And then it starts coming around, and they get kind of close. They kind of follow the same thing through here. You can see boost is identical. If you start looking at converter slip, though, you can see all through here, the converter slip number on the bottom is, you know, well, through the flash, it looks like they're really close. They're really similar right there through the 60 foot. So I don't know why it really picked up a bunch. I guess it was, even though the slip was there, you can look at mile per hour up there and see that it was accelerating a little bit more. Boost was almost identical. Boost curve is really, really close to the same. But we're out mile per hour and a little bit to the 60 foot. There's their 60 foot about right there. And so we were about 2 mile per hour faster there. So that would be the converter coupling up, I would assume. I mean, the boost curve is almost identical. If you keep looking at the mile per hour is this green lines through here, or not the green, I'm sorry, the yellow lines. And you can see the Hughes versus the Circle D. And, you know, there starts getting a little bit more spread up there. Boost is the same. Here's our half track. We were a tenth ahead at the half track. Slip numbers at half track, 3% better. There again, it's just a number, but it is, I mean, that just means the RPM of the drive shaft is closer to the RPM of the motor. And they both behave kind of similar, you know, as far as like pulling the motor down and, you know, and accelerating. And let's see, we're a couple hundred RPM lower at this point in the run. Converter still, if you look at the slip numbers, and the slip numbers is this green line up here. So ideally, like we were saying, it should, as we get closer to the finish line, we should get a lot, you know, less slip. So this is the finish line of when we went to 461. So you see the converter slip of the Circle D was at 9.05 at the finish line there. And that's a little bit before we hit the finish line for the other one. So that was like 11.25. But there again, we ran it out past the finish line just a little bit. We were still wide open throttle it looks like to right there. And if you can see both of them at that point, that point in the run at 4.93 seconds, we're 4 mile per hour faster, and the converter it's wild. I mean, but if you look at the RPM difference, it's not that big of a difference up here. The Circle D is 100 RPM less here, but we're 4 mile an hour faster. And so the slip numbers are, a little different. Now, if we were going through the quarter mile, of course, the RPM would probably start keeping going up, but slip numbers would get down really decent, probably less than 5%, I would assume, based on what's happening up there. Running it at 5 seconds was almost 7% slip and then 10%. So about 3%. And I guess that's what's accelerating the car, guys. I mean, so that is a direct comparison with two converters. I'm really happy with this Circle D. There's 2 more stators that are tighter than this if we need them. Don't think we're going to need it, but, if we get to where we're trying to run 180 mile per hour, we might have to. And that might be what we have to do. I mean, we're still on pretty low boost. But really excited, guys. If y'all are interested in torque converters, hit up Pete at Circle D and tell him Turbo John sent you. You saw the data, and you want to get in a bolt together Circle D torque converter. Appreciate it, guys. Comment, like, and subscribe. Hopefully, we're going to be able to get some wins soon. See ya.